Hello there. In this video, we'll be taking an early look at the 2024 Senate race in Montana. Democrat Jon Tester is up for re-election and several Republicans are vying to run against him. Let's talk about Tester for a minute. He was first elected to the Senate in 2006, defeating incumbent Republican Conrad Burns by less than 1%. He was then re-elected in 2012 by less than 4%. This race was interesting because it featured a third-party candidate, Dan Cox of the Libertarian Party, who received 6.6% of the vote, well over the final margin of victory between Tester and his challenger, Denny Rayburg. And Tester was re-elected again in 2018, defeating challenger Matt Rosendale by less than 4%. Rosendale may be running again in 2024, but more on that in just a minute. When you look at these margins of victory, 1%, 4%, 4%, you might think that Tester is beatable and that the GOP could flip this seat, and popular election forecasters do have this race as either a toss-up or lean Democrat. But let me explain why I think Tester should be the heavy favorite regardless of who the Republicans nominate. First, Tester has the advantage of incumbency. Since 1982, that's the past 42 years, incumbent senators have been re-elected at a rate of 75% or greater. In 2022, 100% of incumbent senators were re-elected. Do not underestimate the incumbency advantage. Tester also has a 60% approval rating among voters in Montana. This easily puts him in the top 10 of the most popular senators within their own states. Tester will also likely have a fundraising advantage. In 2018, he outspent and outraised Matt Rosendale by about 4-1. One important caveat here is that 2018 was a blue wave year for Democrats. That wave likely helped out Tester too, but was it the difference between victory and defeat? I don't think so. Let's talk about the GOP side of things. No one has officially declared their candidacy yet, but we already have some polls and there are a couple frontrunners. This poll was conducted by On Message, a Republican firm. Matt Rosendale, who ran and lost in 2018, led the way with 22%. When factoring in people who lean towards Rosendale, he's at 36%. Ryan Zinke, a member of the House of Representatives, finished second with 14% of the vote, or 26% when factoring in leans. No one else was particularly competitive. One name to keep an eye on here is Tim Sheehy. He's being heavily recruited by Senate Republicans to run in 2024, and if he runs, he will have a lot of institutional support from the Republican Senatorial Committee, as well as a lot of institutional support from within Montana. Sheehy is also independently wealthy. All things considered, he might be the best candidate to neutralize Tester's previous fundraising advantages. Now, this isn't a particularly hot take, but I'd still consider Rosendale the frontrunner at the moment. Unlike Sheehy, Rosendale has a track record of political success. He also has the backing of Club for Growth, who spent tens of millions of dollars in 2022. We're short on head-to-head polling, but we do have some results. Unsurprisingly, the Republican polling firm On Message found Rosendale leading Tester head-to-head by 5 points. I would just throw that poll right in the trash. The political company, who aren't even rated by 538, found Tester leading Matt Rosendale and Ryan Zinke, but tied with Montana Governor Greg Gianforte. And right now, we don't have any polls of Tester head-to-head versus Sheehy. If anything, these polls confirm what we already know: Montana will be close in 2024. Subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with the latest developments in Montana, as it could decide the fate of the Senate.